A really powerful question today. It's one of those questions that kind of gets to the very heart of what it means to grow, both personally and professionally. It's all about the potential we have hiding inside and what it actually takes to let it out.
So let's just get right to it. I want you to really sit with this for a second. What would happen if you finally stopped playing small? If you decided you were just done with an average life?
When you look at why people don't reach their goals, a really clear pattern starts to show up. And here's the thing. It's usually not about a lack of talent or ability. Nope, it's about a limit we put on ourselves. It's called playing small.
So what does that even mean, playing small? Well, it's this habit we have of shrinking ourselves down to fit into jobs, relationships, or just situations that honestly we've already outgrown. It's a sneaky but incredibly powerful form of self-sabotage.
It all starts so subtly you barely even notice it. First, we lower our standards for what we expect from ourselves and what we expect from life.
And then comes the next step. We start playing it safe. We avoid any kind of risk that might lead to failure, but in doing that, we also avoid any risk that could lead to something amazing.
And this right here, this is the core of it all. It's the big trade-off. People consistently choose what feels comfortable right now over the potential for future growth, which, let's be real, is almost always uncomfortable to start with. All of these safe choices, they end up building something I like to call the comfortable cage. And sure, it might look perfectly fine from the outside, but what it feels like on the inside, well, that's a completely different story.
See, to everyone else, your life might look totally okay, maybe even safe and predictable, but you know the truth. Internally, okay just feels empty. Safe feels like being stuck, and that average life feels like a box you've completely, totally outgrown.
All right, so what happens the second you decide, I'm done with this cage? Here's the irony. The thing that catches everyone off guard. Everything immediately becomes uncomfortable. Not easier.
It happens in a few ways. First, all those excuses you've been telling yourself for years, they suddenly sound completely hollow. Second, you start to see your daily habits for what they are. Routines that were designed to keep you small. And finally, your environment, the people, the places you're used to. It all starts to feel way too tight, like it's holding you back. And all of this friction, all of this new discomfort, it all leads to one critical moment, a breaking point. And this is where the real test starts. Because right here, when things get this intense, this is the exact moment most people give up. They just can't take the pressure, and they retreat right back into that comfortable cage.
But what if you don't? What if you decide to push through that wall of discomfort?
If you can just find it in you to stay with it, even when it gets incredibly hard,
And if you keep showing up for yourself and for what you want, especially when it feels pointless or it's the last thing you want to do, well, that is when something incredible happens.
by pushing through all of that, you do more than just get a different result. You unlock a part of yourself you probably never even knew was there. You trigger this massive internal shift.
You actually break something inside you. And no, not in a bad way, not in a destructive way. It's a breakthrough. It's a fundamental, powerful, and absolutely permanent change.
So, what is it that you break? You break the part of your identity that was okay with settling for less. The version of you that accepted that comfortable cage, it's just gone.
And that right there brings us to the final and maybe the most important part of this whole journey.
Because once that version of you is gone, it's gone for good. There's no going back. You literally can't decide to play small again, even if you wanted to. And why can't you go back? It's simple, really, because you've now had a glimpse of what you are truly capable of. And once you see that, you can't unsee it. That knowledge changes absolutely everything, forever.
So we end up right back where we started, but with a totally new perspective. The question was never, can you do more? The real question, the one I want to leave you with, is this: how much longer are you willing to play small?